Guardians. Autism. Giants Foundry, concept and rewards. This is a new smithing skilling method built by the Giants of Gillinor and operated by you, the people. In other words, slavery's coming back to RuneScape, and we can't be more excited. It's the second coming. It's like the second coming of Jesus Christ. I'm really all for it already. There's a quest behind it. Let's hope it's okay. 15 smithing's the requirement. It's going to be a bullshit quest that'll introduce you to the mechanics, and then that's it. This is the minigame. It looks like this. There's a tip hammer, just the tip. Mold library, a cave exit.
Just turned 30 today. My 20's gone all to this game. I am now old, and as well as a wizard. F in chat, please.
Someone want to give that cunt an F. Thanks for the $5, mate. Happy birthday. I'm trying to make a video here, so if you could kindly save your donations till later, that'd be great, mate. But I appreciate it. Happy birthday. Polishing stone and grinding stone. So it looks like there's a lot of shit here that I don't care about. I want to know what the idea is, okay? After completing the quest, you'll have all you know. You'll have all the know-how you need to start smithing in the Giants Foundry. Just like Guardians of the Rift, boys. So there's nothing really out of the ordinary here. I am autistic, so just bear with me as I read this, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and like the video. That's for when I upload this. This is a non-instance and non-combat safe minigame accessible to all old-school RuneScape members. So, that sounds sort of like Zolcano in a way, if that makes sense. The Foundry began with a simple question. How can we make smithing more interesting and engaging? Because smithing is shit. It is. Are you a billionaire? Absolutely fucking not. I wish. Actually, I don't wish. It sounds sickening. Gameplay. I'm not reading this because I don't care. Like, it's lore as far as I can see. The setup. Before you can start working on a sword, you'll need to pick up a commission from Kovac, set the mold, fill the crucible, and pour the liquid metal you've chosen. Makes sense. You can see the sword here. Looks like looks a little bit like this. What's it called? The Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII. I think a little bit, a tiny bit. Maybe not so much now that I look at it. I was thinking it looks a little bit like this in a way. Absolute masterpiece. Iconic fucking weapon. But no, it's not. It's just big with a little handle. Doesn't matter. Commissions to find what kind of blade you'll be making using 2 descriptive words. For example, you might receive a commission from a giant who wants a sword that is narrow and spiked. Okay, so you just make different sorts of swords. Cool. You need to keep that description in mind when you choose a mold. You won't need to because there's going to be a fucking plug-in. Buster Sword could be confirmed to old school RuneScape. Who knows? Who knows? It looks like it. If anyone else sees it, then I'm all for it. Look for Kovac's mold library for the best match. The closer the match you find, the high quality your sword will be when you start forging. So I'd assume the plugin will just tell you what the fuck it is. Looks like you need 4 pieces, a handle, 3 bits of blade. Note that the points you gain here won't affect how difficult it is to make the sword. It's all determined by the type of metal you choose. Okay. Speaking of which, once you've selected and set your mold, you'll need to move on to the Crucible. So this is the actual, like, the mold setup. Zoom out one. So you've clearly got the commission wants 4 broad, 8 flat. Who fucking knows what that means? You can see that behind me. Excuse the chair that's dead. Do what you will with this information because I don't know what to fucking say. It looks cool. It looks understandable if I gave a shit. So that's pretty cool. What were we reading here? The big stone bucket chained above the river of lava. Something about that for the Crucible. The Crucible heats and liquefies the metal you put into it. Sounds like watching Thor do his thing in Infinity War. Makes sense. It'll accept bronze, iron, steel, mithril, adamant, or rune bars. Will you have to bring your own bars? Or any metal type that you want to recycle. Finally, a way to get rid of those unwanted plate bodies and battle axes. Oh, that's really cool. So if you make a bunch of, like, if you're smithing battle axes, you now have a way to get rid of it. That's actually pretty cool. Which no one makes them anyway, but now it kind of gives that a use too, which is nice, rather than just doing either dart tips, bolts, or plate bodies. Seems like the US TV show Master of Arms. Never heard of it. Might be. This is basically RS3 Artisan Workshop minigame. Probably. I have no problems with Jagex taking things from RuneScape 3 and implementing them into old school RuneScape. Why reinvent the wheel when the work's already fucking done? If it works and it's good, I'm a fan of invention. If we want a new skill in RuneScape, old school RuneScape, bring invention over. Modify it a little bit to suit old school, but why reinvent the wheel when the work's already done? It just doesn't make fucking sense. It's a waste of time. Giant sword requires 20 bars worth of material. Okay, which is conveniently the exact same amount of the Crucible can hold. It's like we did it on purpose. Once you've filled the Crucible, you can pour the molten metal into the mold. No one cares, okay? Basically, you're making fucking swords, okay? Like the blast furnace a little bit, except you're making swords instead of bars. Refinement. The refinement process lets you shape the raw material, preform, sorry. You just created into a blade fit for a mighty giant. So basically, you're making blades for cunts. Tip hammer requiring a hot sword. The sword is used to hammer out the imperfections of the blade. Okay. The grindstone. Swords must be at a medium temperature to allow this tool to grind out the edge of the sword and make it smooth. So you've got to keep the temperature, I would say low, medium, and high to do certain things. Get the sword to a cold temperature, which would be the green, to use this tool. British activities, to be honest, making blades for roadmen. That's just some Fable 2 shit, really. Which cleans up the blade and gives it a lovely shiny finish. Okay. So you got your different phases here too, I'd say. Lava pool would be this one. Maybe? I don't, oh, that's medium grindstone. Okay. Hot tip hammer. Cool polishing. Okay, so where the fuck does lava pool come to? Dip your sword in the lava to heat it up again. Okay, ensuring it's hot enough to use particular tools. Okay, so if you are getting too cold, you go to the lava pool to heat it back up. Makes sense. And the waterfall, use the crashing waves to cool it down. Okay, so you would basically tip hammer. You'd heat it up, use the tip hammer. Grindstone. And polishing wheel, ideally all in one swing without having to heat or cool it unless you're really slow. Use the right tool at the right time and you'll increase the sword's completion to 100%. Okay. Seems pretty self-explanatory. Basically, you're making fucking swords. Will you have to provide your own metal? At the moment, it sounds like you do. Just like they did with Guardians of the Rift, you had to supply your own essence, which then turned into getting your own essence inside. They might allow you to get your own metal inside of this area. I don't know. If they have the idea of you turning like battle axes and shit into, or like any old metal, instead of alching 1,000 plate bodies, you've now got 1,000 or 5,000 bars worth of something for this minigame, maybe. Who knows? Not sure. Here's an example of the refinement process. Decrease the initial temperature using a waterfall until the preform is cool enough to try the tip hammer. Although the tip hammer needs to be hot, so I don't know why you'd cool it though, right? Unless you can get too hot. Or maybe you can go too hot, okay. You can, of course. Cool the preform again just below the yellow. Okay, temperature range. Repeat steps 1 and 2 until the sword is almost complete. Okay, so you cool it, and then you grind it, and then you heat it up. Hot, then you cool it, then you grind it. Okay, that makes sense. So you don't do it all in one swing. That's pretty cool. And then you give Kovac the fucking sword. So the idea, I think, from what I'm gathering here, for those who aren't keeping up because, well, I'm autistic, you would heat the sword up, use the trip hammer, sorry, on it to do whatever the fuck that process does. What does it say? It hammers out the imperfections of the blade, then you cool it and you grind it, and then you heat it back up and you use the trip hammer again, then you cool it and you grind it, and then when it's ready to be polished, you cool it down again further in the waterfall to polish the blade once it's where it needs to be. So I hope that kind of makes sense. You would keep doing this process more than once. Heat, cool, heat, cool. Sounds like so much fucking work for smithing. Well, it might not be that bad. On paper, it probably does, but honestly, it might be just like any other minigame, you know? Can we request songs from Warnbro OSRS GP? I don't want your in-game gold. I don't. Maybe next time if I'm feeling generous, I'll do it for free. After doing this, can I put swordsmith on my resume? I mean, you can put autistic on your resume, I guess, with the way you play RuneScape, so why not? Can I use the hot tip on a cow? You can use the hot tip on your cock. Why not? What does the experience rate look like? good, I hope. So, here's why we think the Giants Foundry sits in comparison, or where we think it sits in comparison with other skills. Blast Furnace. This content is click intensive and accordingly rewards you with the more XP and greater profit, especially when using the most optimal setups. Yep. Cannonballs is AFK. Results in good profit but little XP. Giants Foundry, be moderately click intensive, more interactive experience than other methods. Greater focus on XP. This content will be especially accessible to lower level players. There's also potential for profit. So, it's going to be more fun. It might sound like a lot of work, but it'll be more fun than the Blast Furnace. After testing, we reckon the players can make between 10 to 20 swords an hour. Easier metals, such as bronze and iron, obviously require less effort, so players will be able to make more, whereas swords like adamant and rune will take longer and offer a greater reward. If you can get 300k XP an hour here, and this is just what they predict, just like everything else Jagex predicts or the old school team predicts, we will be able to achieve greater rates than that. Never have they overestimated on XP rates. They always, like, they underestimated on fucking Guardians of the Rift. We can get 60k XP now if you're super sweaty. They said 40, 45. So, I mean, it's using 4,000 rune bars now, which is a fucking shit ton. So it's 100% a great item sync on bars, and that's pretty fucking lit. That's not bad, and you don't have to just use creating 5-bar mithril items. You don't have to just use bars, right? You can just use leftover plate bodies. If you go to the gauntlet, you get like you've got like 50 rune plate bodies saved up. If it's 5 bars for a rune plate body, that's 250 bars. Who the fuck has 4,000 bars? Never mind an hour. It's gonna cost money, man. Rich person training method? Yep, but you know what? Now's a good time to start making bars then, because people are gonna start buying them. Those aren't estimates for the minigame, those are rates for other methods. Oh, I'm sorry. They are, sorry, I'm autistic, thank you. That's why I need you guys, because I don't read properly. Accurate. Okay, moving on. There you go. That's what you can currently get. Which I don't know why I didn't pick up on that, because that's exactly what you get at the Blast Furnace. I didn't read this bit, that's why. I had 0 interest in gold, so I scanned over that. My bad. Thank you. My apologies. After testing, yeah, I've already read that bit. Okay, yes. Okay, yeah, I've read that. My apologies. I read that wrong. That's what you can currently get. Current methods are resource intensive. One of the key benefits for Giants Foundry is that you'll use fewer materials per hour, giving you more XP per bar. We'll estimate you'll save at least 85% on resources. Okay, so it's going to go the other way. It's not going to be an item sync. That's a dramatic drop. Yes, it is. We also believe that the XP given is well worth the interaction and click intensity of the activities you'll be doing in the Foundry. I would say we probably expect XP rates lower than this then, but not too much lower. XP gained is also dependent on how good you are at crafting swords. Overall, we think we'll give the XP per resource, more XP per resource than any other smithing method in the game. Okay, no, so it should, per resource it might be more, but per hour might be less than the Blast Furnace, I'd say, roughly. Who knows? But if you're getting more XP per bar, that's technically more XP per GP, which means it's going to be something like Mahogany Homes, where it's a bit slower than the best method, but you're getting, like, it's a cheaper training method, and if it's more interactive, it makes it more fun, right? It's the Mahogany Homes of smithing. Yeah, it's exactly right. Yeah. That's it. The rates in that table is only for normal smithing that exists right now. Yeah, my apologies, I got that bit wrong. Rewards. Apart from massive XP gains, completing commissions will also gain Foundry reputation. You can use the purchase from the reward shop. Ore packs. Great way to purchase a variety of ores in one go. That's going to be huge for Iron Man. So you get yourself ready for the next trip in the Foundry. It's going to be big for Iron Man. Molds. Would be interesting if you could buy tools to help you improve your sword smithing process within the minigame. Yep, these extra molds will help with all kinds of commissions to give you a leg up on quality before you even start smithing. Better the mold, the highest smithing level you'll need. So you can train and gain all in one location. Okay, so you can reinvest back into the minigame. An 8 cannonball mold. With Leagues 3, you got an 8-sided cannon. So it's only fitting you have an 8 cannonball mold. I like it. The mold will let you use 2 steel bars to smith 8 cannonballs at once, doubling your production speed. Holy shit. People who have the fucking 8 or 10 clients going at once making cannonballs. Cannonball ults are going to be fucking sending it, mate. Smithing Catalyst. This unstackable item... When using this unstackable item when creating bars at a furnace, excluding the blast furnace, will not only half the amount of coal required, but also double the XP given. Really? Oh, it's consumed when the bar is made. Okay, that's not bad though, because you could still, that means you could still get like 6, 4, 5, 10. You could get 5, 10, 15, 20, 4 of them. You could get 5 rune bars in inventory instead of 3 and double the XP. That's not super bad. And it says you got a blast furnace. If you wanted to AFK smelting, it could be pretty cool, but you'd have to like get a shitload of them. Okay. Kovacs Grog, the temporary smithing boost at +4. Awesome, because at the moment it's only +1 unless you go Matura or Stew. Hill Giant Club Ottoman Kit, fuck yeah. Giant Swordskin. Oh, give us the Buster Sword, dude. With the giant the Hill Giant Club. Give us the Buster Swordskin, do it. And the Giant's Helmet. One of the more unique rewards we're offering is the Giant's Helmet, which fits remarkably well considering it's made for Giant's head. Completely cosmetic item and won't give any extra protection. Oh, I hope it looks good then at least. We'd like you to check out our new and improved feedback system. Click on the button below and you'll be whisked away to a survey where you can tell us your thoughts. Feedback, and super important to give us all the opinions you got. Oh, they want to do a survey. Is this meant to be anonymous? What do you reckon? Is this anonymous? After reading the blog, how do you feel about the general approach for sleeping? Yeah, I like it. It's pretty good. I'm going to give it a 9. What do I think about the requirements? It's 15 smithing. It's easy. After reading the blog, how do you feel about the smithing minigame in the form of Giants Foundry? Yeah, I like it. Based on your previous answer, can you provide more information? It looks good. It's, as presented, yeah, how do you feel about the initial setup phase of the Giants? The receiving commission, setting the mold. I don't really care. I guess I don't care. It's fine. It works. That's right, yeah. As presented in the blog, do you like the idea of the refinement process? Yeah, I don't really care. Yeah, it works. It works. I don't really care. I just want the game. I just want to see how it works. Like, it's hard to tell when you're reading a blog, I guess. How do you feel about using your own resources? That's a good question. I can tell Reddit's going to say I dislike having to use my own resources because, like, imagine your cock here and then old school team holding it. That's pretty much, that's the Reddit life. So, I don't mind using my own resources. I don't know, it depends how much. Yeah, I think so. It says 85% less resources. Yeah, of course. 85% less resources or whatever is fine. I'm pretty sure that's what they said, yeah? You'll be getting 85% more out of it or some shit. Just go back. How we're looking at? We're looking at the new blog for the Giants Foundry. What did they say? They said look for the number 85. It's on here somewhere. We estimate you'll save at least 85% on resources compared to other methods listed above. So yeah, why not use your own resources then, right? Because you've showed me using someone else's resources feels good. True, but 85%. If you take in 100 rune bars, you're only going to use 15 of them. You know? Where you would normally use 100. There goes my profit on smithing. No, you just make bars. If you're doing smithing, Rebel, just make bars. And save them until it's coming out. Easy scape? What's easy scape? 8 cannibals? Nah, be right. As expressed in the blog, each resource will have the ability to offer more experience per resource than any other smithing method. Each resource will have the ability to offer more experience per resource. Yes. Does spending more time using per resource for more experience per resource affect your attitude to it? Does spending more time using per resource for more experience per resource affect your attitude? I don't like having to spend more time using each resource, even if it's more XP. I don't like having to spend more time, even if it's more XP. I think that's a bad thing in a way. I don't think you want to be spending more time because you want people to... I'm just thinking of it more of a less personal. I'm thinking of it more from like a community point of view. You kind of want to see quick progress, I think. I think people would rather... Would you rather slow, big XP drops or small, consistent or small, fast XP drops? I don't know. I think I personally would rather big, slow XP drops, I think. I'm going to go yes. Oh, wait, yes, I don't like having to. No, I like the opportunity to get more value. Yes, sorry. Yeah, sorry, no is what I'm saying. How big we talking? We're talking worth your time big. 1k XP drops would look hot? Yeah, I bet. How would you risk losing your materials and experience affect your attitude? I'm fine with the risk. I'm not a bitch. What am I, a pussy? Pussy? As described, does the concept of being able to use items made from metal bars, like plate bodies and battle axes, for example, or etc., as a resource in the Giants Foundry minigame appeal to you? Yep, I love it. Good. Although people don't really make battle axes, people make plate bodies, dart tips, or bolts, that's it. It might give you incentive to make... Like, if you can only make up to battle axes, now you've got a reason to just make battle axes because it's faster than making dart tips, so you can pour it into this minigame. Is there anything further you'd like to comment? Don't buy too much into Reddit. That'll work. As an Iron Man, okay, how do you currently see the balance between experience and monetary while training smithing? What the fuck is monetary? What the fuck does that mean, guys? The balance? What's monetary mean? I can't answer this unless I know what it means. Basically anything that makes RuneLite say I'm making dickloads of XP and I don't care how often I actually get rid of it. Fair enough. As free to play Iron Man, how do you get 99 range? You don't. Get members. Monetary means making money. Oh. As an Iron Man, you definitely make more money than you do XP. Like, ridiculously. 17's probably right. Yeah. For me, at least, you smith plate bodies for fuck all XP and then you alch it for fucking 3k. It's ridiculous. Rank the rewards. Oh, here we go. How appealing they are to you. Rearrange the list and dragging them around. Okay, well, I think Cannibal Mold probably goes on top. Then all packs. I want to see the Giants helmet before I give it a proper review. I need to see these before I give them a review. If the Hill Giant Club kit ornament is literally the Buster Sword Cloud, the Buster Sword that Cloud uses in Final Fantasy VII, for the skin, I will come so hard that I won't be able to see straight for a week. Then it will also be number 1. Alright, fair? They're talking about make another new minigame ready? Yes. Yeah. Based on the information in the news post, Jesus Christ, how much is here? How would you rate the content? Great piece of content. Currently, from what I've seen so far, currently shown in the news post, how likely are you to play it? Yeah, I'll play it frequently. If it were polled as stated in the news post, any changes, how would you vote in the poll? I'd probably vote yes. Is there anything else you wish to mention? No. Pretty happy with that. Alright, that's my vote. That's the poll. That's the stream. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to suck a fucking fat one when you can, as often as you can. And yeah, I'll be back Thursday. I'll have a video uploaded soon. I've got it ready to go. I just need to upload it. I need to stop being a lazy cunt. So that'll be happening. And this will be uploaded to YouTube at some point as well. So look after yourselves, guys. Most importantly, fuck off. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy. It's huge. You got a big boy.